Hi there, I'm an Ultimate Iron Man. Sort of. I've divided the Runescape map into 18 regions, all with their own custom-built task system. These tasks provide rewards to me, such as XP and supplies. Every week, I will randomly select one of these regions and I'll be locked to it for 9 hours. Once up, my inventory and ward equipment will be wiped. My bank will be operating on a store-only basis, which means I can never take items out of it. I have compiled a list of RuneScape bosses, and the goal of this series is to kill all of them at least once. With every boss killed for the first time, I'm awarded either the choice of an additional region every week, or the ability to carry over one inventory slot every single week. Lastly, all of this content will be streamed live at twitch.tv/MrFrogRS, so be sure to join in. If you need any more information, make sure you check out the description, or just leave a comment. Without further ado, I bring you Regional Rumble! So stupid. But with all that said, let's go ahead and spin ourselves 4 new regions. Well, next week is looking good. We're going to have ourselves plenty to do. Let's get on with another week of Regional Rumble. Hello and welcome to another episode of Regional Rumble. This week we have got ourselves the combination of Lumbridge and Mauritania. I gotta be honest with you, I cannot remember the other 2 regions. I've just been so fixated on getting Mauritania unlocked with the use of the Ghostpeak Amulet, which I was actually planning to use as a carryover until we got Mauritania. But luckily, we got both in the same week, so I don't have to waste it on that right now. I may have to do it again in future though, depending on how this week goes. Because the quest Goes to Ahoy is potentially not doable this week. And the reason for that is because we don't have access to blue dye. So it's going to be a little bit of a coin flip in the hope that we don't need blue dye for the Go to Ahoy quest where you have to dye the toy boat. Because if we don't need blue dye, then we can do the entire quest. If we do, then we're going to have to go back in the future and revisit it, probably with the use of the Ghostpeak Amulet. So we'll have to carry that over week to week. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. For now, I'm not going to bother prepping for the quest until I know what colours I need for the toy boat. And I'm pretty sure I can just go and check straight away. Hopefully. Anyway, with all that said, I'm just going to slap the timer on right now. And we are going to get going on getting some items and stuff ready. The first item we're going to need is the Ghostpeak Amulet. Obviously, that is the major item here. So I'm going to go down and grab that. But I'm also going to need a bunch more items for some other quests, because I want to try and get Creature of Fenkenstrain done, Nature Spirit done, and possibly In Search of the Muraki done, or Marek, whatever you want to call it. Maybe even in aid of the Marek. We're trying to get as many quests as possible done in this week, because obviously the Ghostpeak Amulet does prevent this in the future, and if I can manage to get a large token done, then I can maybe even get myself up to Bergdorf Ramble and Temple Tracking. On a side note, I'm also going to attempt to start Lost City, and the reason for that is just so it's easier to get to a Dragon Longsword sometime in the future, and that will give us a much better upgrade to our Rune Scimitar, which clearly we definitely need upgrading. Okay, I believe we've got all the items we're going to need to do the first part of what we want to do. We do need to find out if we can use the dyes or not. And conveniently enough, we've got this cool little teleport that we unlocked last time we had Mauritania. Teleporting over to Morton is going to save us a little bit of time. We're going to head up, and the first thing I want to do is try and check what dyes I need for Ghost Ahoy, because if we do need blue dyes, we're going to have to completely abandon that today. So I went to get myself some Ecto tokens, and I decided I'd claim with the guy and see if I had any. Yeah, we had a chunk in there already. I must have done some training at the Ectofunctus, prayer training at the Ectofunctus a while ago, and that is why they're all stacked up. But I guess that saved me some time, so that's convenient. I haven't done the old crone part of this quest yet, but I'm going to check and see if I can see the colours now. We shall see. I mean, I have to wait for the wind speed to change. I can. Okay, well, orange is already good, so we'll check the other 2 colours, and we'll see if we can manage to do this. No! 2 out of 3. We had red, orange, and then purple. Looks like Ghost Ahoy is not being done today. Very unfortunate. There is no way for us to get blue dye this week. Man, I'm kind of gutted about that. I thought we could get all of this done. Unfortunately not. So, I'm going to invest my time this week into completing Nature Spirit, Creature Focus Drain, and hopefully the Mirror Key quests. We'll get as much of that done as possible. Ghost Ahoy isn't too important right now, but it would be really useful for the future. So we went and grabbed ourselves some red dye from the Nightmare. And what I'm going to attempt to do is colour this boat. I still need to repair it because I forgot to do that bit apparently. We're going to colour the boat and then we're going to get rid of it and see if when we get it back, if it's still coloured. Because if it is, getting purple dye for the final part might not be as difficult as it seems. Because if we carry over the Ghostbeak Amulet after this week, we can get ourselves purple dye from places such as Ardoon, where there's a spawn for it. If, however, it does not retain its colours, I don't know if I will quite bother carrying the Ghostbeak Amulet over, because I think I'm going to need Lumbridge to complete this quest anyway, so carrying the Ghostbeak for Ghost Ahoy seems kind of pointless. But for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and make some more progress on Nature Spirit, because we did go ahead and start that while I was walking past it. So I'm going to try and get more or less that entire quest finished. It's not very long, and once we're done with that, I'm going to head up and get this boat fixed. And there we go, that's Nature Spirit completed. Nice and quick and easy. Some XP that's probably going to do absolutely nothing for the account, but that's another quest done. That does unlock the Mirror Key quest, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and head up to Canifis, because I have recently been informed that I'm a moron, and I could just grow woad leaves, which allows us to get blue dye. So we do actually have access to every single dye without having to postpone this for a week. So everything I said before was completely and utterly pointless. So let's go and get ourselves some dyes. We need red, which we've already got, some orange, which means red and yellow, and then we're going to need some purple, which is red and blue. So apparently I just need a lot of red dye. Maybe I should have picked up more at Nightmare. Oh well. Right, we got our orange dye. It is time to try and get a woad seed and stop being a complete moron. Where is the Master Farmer? There he is. If we can manage to get ourselves a woad seed, that'd be wonderful. Red berry would have been really handy if I had a bush patch, but instead I'm going to have to go to Northern Karen to try and get myself some red berries to make red dye, because I need red dye for all 3 dyes, apparently. I'd really rather you stop punching me. There is our woad seed. Now we just have to hope it doesn't die, because that would be terrible. I'm going to head over to Karen to get ourselves some red berries so we can make the rest of these dyes. Alright, game plan. We're going to go ahead and plant this woad seed, and we're going to pray. We're going to pray that it doesn't die, because that's going to be such an annoyance if it does. I should have super compost stored within the leprechaun, so that will give us a better chance of survival. Once I've done that, I am going to attempt to do the Creature of Frankenstein quest, because that will unlock experiments, which is pretty cool. There's a good training method in Mauritania. Saves all the awful ones that we have access to otherwise. And, well, yeah, let's just get on with this. Honestly, I'm dreading to see this die. I really hope it doesn't. Right, I believe this is going to be the end of the Creature of Frankenstein quest. I should just have to pickpocket Frankenstein right here, and we'll be able to finish off this quest. That'll be another quest ticked off. There we go. Quest completed. Very nice. The reward kind of sucks, to be honest. But we do have access to experiments now, which is a nice combat training method, which I may use in the future. But for now, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from questing. We have done Nature Spirit, part of Ghost Ahoy, and Creature of Frankenstein. Plus, we're getting all the stuff ready for Ghost Ahoy. I'm actually just going to check and see if my woad leaves are grown. But what I want to do is I actually want to train some agility for a while. Take a little bit of a break, have a breather, and then we'll go ahead and try and get Ghost Ahoy finished. And once we've done that, we'll be working on the Mirror Key quests, which I do need to get all the items for. Our woad leaves did survive, which is amazing, so we can go ahead and do Ghost Ahoy without having to worry about the dyes. Absolutely wonderful. So we did manage to get 1 agility level during this. This is going to be 61 agility that I just about caught on camera before carrying on the run. And I think that is going to be the only level we get for this temporary break. Right, with that failure, I think I'm going to call it quits right about now. I think I've done enough agility for now. We do have ourselves 100 marks of grace. And I think I want to go back to attempting Ghost Ahoy. So let's get on with it. Give me some blue dye. I will take that kindly. Go ahead and make ourselves some purple. And then we can make the top half purple. And that should be everything done. Cool. The ship is done. I need to get myself some extra supplies to finish off this quest. But apart from that, Ghost Ahoy is going to get smashed out this week. Yes. Okay, after a lovely session of questing, we have got ourselves the stuff to finish Ghost Ahoy, which is also going to finish a medium task, and the final medium task in the Mauritania area, which is massive because we've been waiting for this for so long. I've also realised I've gone the complete wrong way, and I need to go back to Necrovius to finish this quest, so give me one quick moment. Alright then, let's try this again. Apparently I've done it right now. Let's go ahead and finish Ghost Ahoy. What a fantastic quest to be done with. And there we go. Ghost Ahoy is completed. Get us some prayer XP, which I think actually puts us to 59 prayer, which is very nice. Anyway, that is going to tick off a medium task in the Mauritania area, and that is the final one. Okay, so the rewards for this task are 50,000 XP, 100 blood runes, or 100 nature runes. I don't need the runes, is the simple way to put this, and I've been taking item rewards for a while, so I'm really leaning towards the XP here, and I really hope that it's XP we can use. I don't want to be getting cooking or fire making XP. I really appreciate that not to happen. Okay, so let's go ahead and spin the wheel and see what XP we land on. It's not the greatest. It's also not the worst. Fletching could be useful later. Honestly, I'm just grateful that I didn't get fire making. So you know what? I'll take the 50,000 fletching XP. Alright, with all that done, I'm actually going to go ahead and complete some achievement diary tasks in the Mauritania area. And the reason I want to do this is because I want to work on getting the Mauritania legs too, which I believe stops me from ever needing a Ghost Speak amulet within Mauritania, which will really be helpful in the future if for any reason I need a Ghost Speak amulet and, you know, I have Mauritania but not Lumbridge, and then I'll be able to use that instead. So what we're going to do is we've got this thin snail that we got earlier. We're going to go and cook this on the range, and that's going to complete ourselves another task. And there we go. That's some easy tasks in the Mauritania area completed. And I'm going to go around and try and get as many of these done as possible. I think I can complete the easy tier. I have to see if I get a bronze spear, but that shouldn't be too bad. As for the medium tier, there are a few things I'm not going to be able to do. For example, kill a terror dog. I'd have to do the haunted mine for that. Make a batch of cannonballs. Obviously, I'd need the cannonball mold for that, which we don't have right now. The fever spider. But what I will do is I'll tick off as many as I can. And eventually, we'll get all of these done, and that will allow us to get the Mauritania legs too. Right, we are collecting these items for quests, and if you're wondering how I managed to get planks this week, this is how. We have access to the Kebos lowlands this week, and there are 2 regular plank spawns right here, just near where you do the Headless Beast quest. I can't remember what it's called. But anyway, yeah, there's 2 plank spawns right here, and it is the only place this week that I believe that I can even get regular planks from. So, we're going to hop about and get ourselves some planks for the quest, and we'll get back to it. There we go, in search of the Myriki, I think it's pronounced. I don't know. That is that completed. Now we're going to move on to In Aid of the Myriki, which is going to frustrate me because this next quest is going to require a lot of items and could potentially screw me over if they ask for mackerel later on in the quest, because I don't think I have access to any. Let's hope we don't get unlucky. Right, moving on to In Aid of the Myriki. This quest is going to be incredibly annoying due to the whole inventory juggling thing, but that is just what it is like playing like a UIM. This is going to be brutal. We need a whole bunch of planks that we apparently can buy from the Morton store, by the way, so I wasted my time going to Kebos. I realised that later on. But no worries, it should help us with this quest at least a bit. The 10 bronze axes are kind of brutal because that's taking up so much space. Hopefully, I can get this done in a reasonable amount of time and not have to juggle for the next 2 hours. Okay, so we asked for mackerel, but fortunately, we have been informed by the wonderful Twitch chat that there is a way to get mackerel. I'm going to have to get myself a big fishing net from the Warrens in Piscarilius, and then go ahead and fish them, I believe, on the southern pier of where we are now. So, thankfully, we can actually do that. What is it? What's going on? Oh, he's disappeared. Bugged. Oh. What's going on? Right, this might be slightly ambitious, but I'm going to try and walk Ivan up to, or do the temple trekking thing with him without having any food on me. He is fully stacked. He has armor, he has a sickle, he has food, he has everything. Me, however, I've got a rune scimitar and a silver sickle. This could go quite interesting. Well, apparently I just teleported out there, but I guess that works. Cool. Well, that's that part done. I've just got to get the last of this done, make the Avandis flail, and then we can finish off another quest. I'm tempted to try Darkness of Halaval. I don't know how ambitious that's going to be, given the amount of time I got left. I don't think I have enough time, but we'll see. Right, so for the final bit of this quest, I'm actually going to need a Cosmic Rune, and there's no real great way of getting a Cosmic Rune in these regions. However, if you remember in a previous episode, I did way more enchanting than I needed to do. So what I should be able to do right now is trade with this guy right here, and if I'm right, it costs 5 enchantment points to buy 1 Cosmic Rune. And there we go. Problem solved. Now I just got to get myself a Water Rune, which I believe spawns in the mine, so I should have probably already got it. And then, awkwardly enough, I'm going to have to go to Northern Karen to get myself a Mithril Ore. And the reason for that is because of this. We have 54 mining. It's 55 to mine Mithril. I need a Dwarven Stout, which they do happen to sell in the Loverkench pub. Thankfully. Otherwise, this could be really inconvenient, to be honest. Thank you very much. I might wait around and buy a second one, just in case. Although the mine is only over there, so I guess if I miss the boost, then I could always come back. Hey, there we go. That only took 3 Dwarven Stouts. We don't talk about it. But we got the Mithril Ore. Sweet. Alright, we got ourselves 48 minutes left, and it is time to finish off this quest. It has taken quite a while to do. Thankfully for the video, I've cut a lot of it out. Let's go ahead and hand in this quest. That is going to be another one done for this episode. In aid of the Myra Key is completed. I can never get that name right. We've got 98 quest points now. Now, I was going to start Darkness of Halaval. I was thinking about it. However, we have 48 minutes left, and I've looked at the beginning of Darkness of Halaval, and it looks like it's just going to be something that I'm going to have to repeat again next time I come here anyway. So, 59 crafting. The plan is, that's pretty cool actually. The plan is to just go and do agility for the rest of the episode. I could get stuck into Darkness of Halaval, but I really think it's a waste of my time, and I think it'd be better suited if we work towards getting Marks of Grace. Because in the future, if we manage to get Troll Lands and a place to store it, we can get full Graceful, which is absolutely huge for the account, and I cannot stress enough how massive that would be, because as you can see from my energy, I'm getting pretty sick of having to walk everywhere. Graceful would change that quite a bit. Now, this will only be able to be used while I have access to my house, so there may be some weeks where I can't use it, unfortunately, but I'd still like to get it unlocked as soon as possible. So, with all that said, I'm going to head over to Canifis, we're going to clear out this inventory a little bit, and we're just going to train agility for the rest of the episode. So, for about the next 47 minutes. Oh no, not this again. 3, 2, 1, we're counting it, whatever, I'm finishing the lap, I don't care. Alright, that is another week over. That's another week finished of Regional Rumble. Alright, with that week finished, we are going to be carrying over the same 6 items as before. That is the Marks of Grace, the Helm of Natus Knot, the Guthix Cape, the Rune Boots, the Rune Scimitar, and the Red D'hide Body. With our 6 items carried over, we are now going to move on to spin ourselves 4 new regions for the next week of Regional Rumble. Now that is an interesting week. A lot more content that we could do. I'm wondering how much of this I can fit into 9 hours. We'll just have to see next week. Let's get on with another episode of Regional Rumble.